Highly. This book is highly recommended by the professor. Speak highly of somebody or something. The manager speaks very highly of Connie's intelligence and skills.
Hollow. This chocolate Easter egg looks heavy, but the inside is actually hollow. Lisa said sorry, but I knew her apology was hollow. She didn't really mean it. Debbie hadn't eaten properly for a whole month. She was thin and her cheeks were hollow. The leopard left the dead deer in the hollow of the tree.
Humidity. It's the humidity that makes the weather so uncomfortable today.
Icy. The icy weather has caused the river to freeze over.
Ideal. This is an ideal place to put up our tent. It's dry and flat here. Melvin's ideals in life were so high that he had no chance of reaching them.
Identical. The ring is identical to the one stolen from me. Identification. No identification of the man is possible unless the police have his fingerprints on file. The policeman asked to see my identification when I was caught speeding.
Idle. Oliver lived an idle life, doing nothing but hanging around his house. In winter, Dad idles the car in the driveway and lets the heater run for a while before driving. Idle something away. We idled the time away talking and playing card games while taking the long train ride.
Imaginable. We will try every imaginable method to help you. Imaginary. The dragon is an imaginary animal in both the East and the West.
Incident. The incident at the factory had everyone questioning the way workers are treated.
Inferior. I don't want to buy these shoes because they are made of inferior leather. The arrogant man considers his coworkers to be his inferiors. Be inferior to somebody or something. That wine is inferior to this one, and that is why it is cheaper.
Intense. Many people stayed at home to escape from the intense heat. Intensify. Their relationship began to intensify once they told each other how they felt. Intensity. We all felt surprised by the intensity of Ivan's passion for Lisa. Intensive. I am taking an intensive course in English. It is a lot of work.
Intermediate. The test is too difficult for intermediate students of English.
Isolate. For a long time, the small village has been isolated in the high mountains. People with contagious diseases sometimes have to be isolated from others. Isolation. The writer lived in complete isolation from the outside world.
Keen. There is keen competition for the well-paying job. Though blind, Daphne has a keen sense of hearing. John is keen on jazz and buys new CDs every month.
Lag. We should not lag behind other countries in environmental conservation. The power failure caused a lag in production.
Largely. His failure is largely due to his lack of courage.
Lawful. You can't consume alcohol until you reach a lawful age.
Lengthen. The shadows lengthened as the sun went down.
Liberty. In this country, we have the liberty to say what we want. Be at liberty to do something. I am not at liberty to leave the room until I am told to.
Lighten. Leo's heart lightened when he heard the news that his family was safe. Chloe turned on the lamp to lighten her bedroom. Lighten up. When Bob's mom worries about small things, he tells her to lighten up.
Loose. The suit is a bit loose on me. I need a smaller one. Cut loose. The man was accidentally cut loose from the rope and then fell to his death. Loosen. After having a big meal, Isaac loosened his belt and instantly felt more comfortable.
Luxury. The king lives a life of absolute luxury. I would rather spend my money on necessities than luxuries.
Magical. The couple spent a magical night together on the beach under the bright stars.
Magnetic. There was a magnetic feeling of attraction between the two.
Magnificent. On the top of the hill sat a magnificent castle.
Major. Go straight until you meet the next major road and then turn left. I majored in law in college. What's your major in college?
Manageable. Do you think that amount of work is manageable, or do you need help?
Manual. What Edward does is manual work, not intellectual work. Please consult the computer manual if you don't know how to operate it.
Marvelous. What a marvelous idea. You are so smart.
Maturity. When Johnny reached maturity, his father helped him start a business.
Maximum. Louis smokes a maximum of 5 cigarettes a day. It took maximum effort for us to finish the project on time.
Meaningful. Her grandmother's diary to her became more meaningful as Sophie grew older.
Melt. Ice melts quickly in the sun.
Memorable. The couple spent a memorable week in France. They will never forget their amazing trip.
Mere. Don't scold him too hard. He is a mere child.
Mess. Mark, your room is really a mess. Don't mess up my papers. They are in alphabetical order. Make a mess of something. My wife's fear of flying made a mess of our plans to go to Japan. Messy. My brother's room is messy all the time. He never cleans it up.
Mighty. Nobody could defeat the mighty warrior in battle.
Minimum. For the sake of her health, Sophia has kept her intake of coffee to a minimum. The minimum age for entering a nightclub is 18.